Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Rusty Wallace Kia on Callahan Drive, home of the 200,000-mile warranty. That's a heck of a deal, 200,000-mile warranty. But as much as I like that security, as a 5-time Kia owner, I've never had a single major issue with any of the SUVs I've bought from Rusty Wallace Kia on Callahan Drive. Great place to buy a truck, great place to buy a car, and they have a terrific selection, which is why I am a member of their 5-Timers Club. Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville, right off Callahan Drive, right off I-75 on Callahan Drive. Check them out this week. Check this out, too. Take a look. This is the hoops turnover. You got 2 assistant coaches gone. One's in. It looks like Justin Gainey from Marquette is going to be in as well. You've got all these players heading out. You've got a bunch of players coming in, including a new Frenchman, Quentin Jabunji.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Vince. And John Fulkerson, still a question mark at the bottom. You look at that, and my question for you, and we'll leave that up there for a second. My question for you guys, is this a concern for the program, or is this pretty much just the state of college basketball when you take into account transfer portal, NBA one-and-done rule? This is what you live with. Which is it? Are you concerned, or is it what you live with?
I vote concern.
Negative.
Negative. I'm being negative. I think it's a little bit of a concern. I've talked to somebody who has an inside to it, and from things I've been told, I'm more concerned than I normally would be. Am I hugely concerned? No. Slightly concerned? Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you have to wonder why there's that level of it. I think it's part of today's college basketball. That's a bigger portion that I would go with, that it's just the nature of doing business. And like you mentioned, with 2 one-and-dones, and
yes,
they lived up to that. And the transfer portal exploding in front of our eyes more and more each year. I think it's part of doing business, but it is at the higher level. And you wonder on the assistants, like Desmond Oliver taking ETSU, he's had other opportunities. I wonder why that he would jump on that one.
No, and John, we kind of touched on it a little bit last week, I think. I think you have to be concerned, and I think a lot of it will be answered with the 3 question marks you had on the bottom of the screen. John Fulkerson, does he come back when he can? Can Tennessee get another big? And I think the concern is, have we seen the best Rick Barnes has to offer? It's a Sweet 16 kind of thing, and that's good. But have we seen the best he has to offer with so much turnover?
I think, yeah, probably. I mean, I think the guy's in his mid-60s. I think we know who Rick Barnes is. I don't, if anybody thinks, well, we gave him that salary, so now he's going to be up there in the Final Four every year, I don't know what you're smoking. I think you paid a guy because it's the cost of doing business. He had a great year, had an offer. Do you want to keep him, or do you want to go back into the wilderness? So they kept him. So I think you have seen the best of what he has. Maybe you get to an Elite 8 or a Final Four. I would say the odds are against it. I would think that you're probably a Sweet 16 team. Hopefully that's where you are. I would say this. I'm not going to panic over what's going on right now. I don't know that they anticipated when they were after Keon Johnson. I don't know that they saw him being an immediate. I mean, he was one of those guys that really blew up. So I don't know that they saw him being a one-and-doner when they first got in on him. But when you look at overall, Mike Strange had a note in the Knoxville Journal this week where he had seen an NCAA study that I had missed. 40%, the NCAA, 40% of scholarship basketball players transfer by the end of their sophomore year. So I can't panic too much about this. Yeah. The fact that you've got assistants moving in the same year, that does throw a different lens onto it. But I'm not going to panic over it because I just think that's what the sport has become.
And one of the names on there that's surprising to me is Anosike. I mean, he transfers in.
And then transfers back out.
And he transferred. To me, that's a red flag.
And Rick Barnes said during the year that Anosike told him that he would be back next year.
Yes.
So
that's
we got to get out of here.
Right.
Chuck, Vince, Bob, thank you very much.
Thanks,
thank you for watching. We will see you right back here next Sunday for the Sports Source. Appreciate you every week. And thanks to WATE 6 Sports for that video, too. Thank you, Jordan.